Hello, this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay, so let's get started. Using 4 different colored inks. I'm using Bermuda Bay, Starry Sky, Blueberry Bushel, and Balmy Blue. I'm using Layering Leaves, this stamp, this speckled one, and the Sending Hugs sentiment, but you could put whatever sentiment you want. I'm also using a very old embossing folder. It's called Petal Pear. It's from Stampin' Up. It's up, and I'm going to use this one. I've already ran it through, but just so you know where it is. And the matching bow punch from that goes along with the stamp set. Okay, for consumables, I have a what was a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. I cut off 3/4 of an inch off of one side, cut that down to 5 inches, and ran it through that embossing folder. I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, which is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. Oh, and this is Blueberry Bushel, by the way. I have a piece for the inside, which is 5 by 5 1/4 by 4. I have a scrap. I have 3 pieces of white, which is 1.5 by 2 inches, and 3 pieces of Bermuda Bay, which is 1 5/8 by 2 1/8 inches. Okay, so let's do our stamping. I'm going to start with Balmy Blue. That's my lightest color. I'm going to take this Sprague one. I'm going to ink this up. On my scrap piece, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Okay, put that aside. Okay, now I'm going to bring in Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to clean this stamp off. Now, I have most of the ink off of it already, but I'm just going to stamp it on a Post-it note to get the rest of the ink off. Ink this up. And this one I'm going to stamp right in the center, straight up and down. I'm going to bring in those dotties, ink that up, and I'm going to stamp down here at the bottom. Without re-inking, I'm going to just fill in that bottom area. Okay. It looks awful dark, but it lightens up. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Bermuda Bay, so let's clean this off again. In fact, I'm going to actually clean it. I'm going to stamp coming down from this direction. Okay, then I'm going to bring in those spotties. And I'm going to fill in the corner a little bit. Okay. All right. And I'm going to go to Starry Sky. I'm going to stamp in from this corner. Bring in those spotties. Okay. Then we stamped on the inside up in this top corner, so let's do that with this color as well. So bring in my bow, my leaves, stamp up here, bring in those spotties. Okay, and then while I have my ink out, let's bring in this strip here and our sentiment. Stamp that right on this right side. Okay, I'm done with the ink. Let's put that away. All right. And I'm going to take a minute and clean these stamps so I don't have a disaster. All right, and then we can put this card together. All right, I'm going to bring in these pieces here and my 3 pieces of Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to mount these on there. I use the Tombow glue, but you can use glue of your choice. It's just going to be a 1/8 of an inch border, or 1/16 of an inch. There's just a tiniest little border. Okay, one more. I'm going to bring in this piece and my bow punch, and I'm going to punch it out. Line it up best I can. Pinch it part way to hold it and punch. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and mount this piece to the inside. Our stamping is going to go to the top left corner. Okay, I'm going to bring in that piece that I ran through that embossing folder. And that's going to go down here at the bottom. You want the bottom edge and the 2 sides to have the same border. Okay. Now we're going to put the sentiment at the bottom of this part. And we're going to have like a 1/8 of an inch down there at the bottom. It's going to be edge to edge. Okay. I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. Put some dimensionals on the back of all of these. Okay, we'll flip those over. I'm going to start on the corners, or on the outside edges. Move this over just a hair. That's a little too close to the edge. Take the backs off. start with this one. It's going to go over here on this corner. I want the distance between this side, the top, and this edge to be about the same. Just don't stick it down hard. And I'm going to start at the other side, taking those backs off. And again, I want this and this side to be about the same. Okay, then I'm going to pick the center one. That one goes this direction. I'm going to center that right in the middle of those two. And when you think you've got them where you want them, go ahead and push them down. I'm going to bring in this piece that we punched, and off of the edge of my dimensionals, I've just cut little pieces. I'm just going to put a few of those on. Okay, take those backs off. I'm going to layer that right on top of this one, so it has just a little bit of a shadow behind it. Okay, I'm going to bring in a snip. I'm going to just snip the bottom of this off. And I'm going to come in with a glue dot. Roll that glue dot to a log, put my bow that I made on it, pick it up, add that here. Okay, then I have these little teeny tiny, I don't even know if you can see them, gems from my stash. Going to put, there's 3 different colors, so I'm going to just grab one of each color. There you go, there's the card. It's the one we just made together. And here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. Have a good one, everyone.